welcome to Jungling Tips with Commando Yi. This is the first of an introductory video series on jungling, so whether you've never jungled before or find yourself struggling in the jungle today, this is the place to start as we will focus on game knowledge and decision making to help you become an effective jungler. Now the first thing you'll want to know is what the standards and expectations are in terms of what your teammates will expect of you and what you can expect of them. Both junglers typically start on the bottom side of the map. This is because your support and AD carry can provide a lot of damage on the first buff, making it a lot easier on you. After you collect your first buff, you will go to wolves or raids and then head towards your second buff. Now while I'm starting at the red buff in this example, there are reasons for which I could have just as easily started at the blue buff with the help of my mid laner and top laner, which we will discuss later. Once you acquired your second buff, you will make your move and gank a lane at level 3, as this is what is expected of you. And so here I come in from behind and gank the overextended enemy Syndra in the mid lane. Now, what to expect from your teammates. The AD carry and support on both teams usually start by helping their junglers on the bottom side of the map. Though this isn't something you should depend on. If the bot lane thinks they can get a kill or lane advantage by ambushing their lane opponents, they will do just that. Now, your mid laners will typically guard the bottom side jungle, but won't necessarily leash for their jungler. The exception to this is if their jungler is starting on the top side of the map, in which case there's about 50-50 odds that they will lend a helping hand. Now top lane, there's about 50-50 odds that they will either go straight to their lane or that they will guard their jungler's second buff. The reason they always get to their lane on time is because an early level advantage can decide the outcome of top lane absent any jungler intervention. Now this means in about 9 out of 10 games, the mid laners will always arrive on time to their lane. The top laners will always arrive on time to their lane. And the bottom lane will be a bit late in arrival as they've been helping their jungler start on the bottom side of the map. And the junglers in turn will work their way from the bottom side of the map towards the top side. Now the downside to this standard is that it makes you very predictable. It's what allows the enemy jungler to steal your buffs when you're not there. It's also what allows them to come after you in your own jungle for following predictable jungling patterns. And in the worst case scenario, following the standard may lead you to attempt extremely disadvantageous plays simply because that is what is expected of you. Now conversely, it also makes for missed opportunities from not exploiting your advantage over the enemy jungler because you were so set on following the standard. This has been an introductory guide to the jungle focused on standards. We've covered what you can expect of other players during the early parts of the game, as well as what other players will expect of you as the jungler. And we've taken a glimpse at some of the problems that come about from these expectations. In the next video, we will focus on jungling routes to show how you can adapt to a given matchup so that you can counter jungle your opponent when you have the advantage, or more importantly, how you can counter the counter jungling attempts of your opponent when you are disadvantaged. Now I would like to get some feedback on the quality and content of these videos, so feel free to leave any ideas or suggestions in the comment section below.